When to advance on GAPS intro and when not to is one of the biggest things that determines whether this process feels smooth or really frustrating. I'm a certified GAPS coach trained by Dr. Natasha, and this one thing is something that I see people stuck on all the time, because it's not just about following the stages. It's about knowing when your body is actually ready to move forward, and that's where things can get confusing. Let's start with stage 1, because this is where a lot of people already get off track. Stage 1 is meant to be a short reset and a baseline. And before we get deeper into that, if you're looking for a step-by-step plan to start feeling better this week, make sure to check out my free Gut Reset Jumpstart Guide linked in the description below this video. Dr. Natasha says that stage 1 should only last for a few days for most people. Definitely no longer than 7 days. Usually more like 3 to 5. The purpose of stage 1 is to simplify things and give your body a really nice starting point. It's not designed to be a long-term stage. And staying here too long can actually hold you back, because the real nourishment and real progress doesn't quite happen here. It happens in the next stage. And this is where things start to matter a lot more. So think of stage 1 as a reset. Your starting point for your baseline, not a place to stay. Stage 2 is where everything really starts to build. This is the most foundational and deeply nourishing stage. Dr. Natasha says that stage 2 is nutritionally complete, and people can stay on it long term if needed. Some people choose to stay here for a number of months, some even longer. It really just depends on your body and your goals. But here's where a really common mistake happens. People move forward out of stage 2 too quickly, before their body is ready and before their body has fully adjusted to what stage 2 is trying to accomplish. And when that happens, it can really start to feel like things are going backwards rather than forwards. And I'm curious, if you've ever been on GAPS intro, have you ever felt unsure about when it was okay to move forward or not? Let me know in the comments. So, when you're on stage 2, there is really no downside to staying there longer, because, like I said, this stage is where the deepest support and progress happens. But how do you know you're ready to move on from stage 2 into stage 3? It starts with fully building out stage 2. And before we get into that, if you're looking for a visual roadmap so you can know exactly where you're at on GAPS intro and what comes next, be sure to grab my free, calm and confident guide to GAPS intro. It's a printable chart for all of the intro stages, and it's linked down in the description below for you. Dr. Natasha says that each of the stage 2 foods need to be introduced and worked up to their full amounts before thinking about moving on to stage 3. Not just tasted or introduced in any amount, but fully worked up to their goal amounts. And it's also important to introduce each of the stage 2 foods one at a time, so that you can clearly see how the body is responding. This gives you clarity instead of guesswork. And that free printable chart that I mentioned a second ago includes all of the goal amounts for every intro stage, so that you can easily see what you're supposed to add at each stage and to what goal amount. And again, it's linked down in the description below, and it's completely free. And then once all of those foods are in place in their goal amounts on stage 2, there's a specific way to test if you are ready to come out of stage 2 and into stage 3. And this is where a lot of people either gain clarity or end up getting very confused. So take your time building stage 2. It's so important, and it really answers more questions than you might expect. The way that we test whether or not we're ready for stage 3 is actually very simple, but it's also very telling about where the body is at in terms of progress. And it starts with one specific food. Dr. Natasha says that the first food to introduce on stage 3 is avocado. This should be a very small amount of ripe avocado. Think about a teaspoon or so. An avocado is an incredibly important indicator food. The way your body responds to having avocado helps you see whether or not your body is ready to move forward. If you introduced avocado and any old symptoms returned, that's your signal that you're not ready for stage 3. Dr. Natasha says go back to stage 2, spend some more time there, giving your body time to make more progress on stage 2. Usually a few weeks is a good amount of time, and then try going into stage 3 later. If you introduce avocado and everything is fine and you don't see any old symptoms return, then you slowly increase it and then continue moving forward with the rest of the stage 3 foods. In this moment, introducing avocado is often where things become very clear because your body is essentially giving you direct feedback. But what happens next isn't always a clear path forward. And this is where understanding the dance changes everything. So let the avocado guide you when you're moving from stage 2 to 3. It's not about guessing, it's about observing. And then the rest of the GAPS intro stages 3, 4, 5, and 6, like I mentioned, are called the dance because they work in a similar way. You try moving from one stage into the next, see how your body responds. Are old symptoms coming back? No, everything's fine. Okay, continue building that up in the rest of those stages of foods. But what happens very commonly is you will see some old symptoms come back, and that's where the dance happens. You back up, take it back out completely, or reduce the amount back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And in this way, you dance through the remaining intro stages. Your body guides you, letting you know when you're ready to move forward, when you need to back up. So if you've ever felt unsure about when to move forward on GAPS intro, you're definitely not alone. This is one of the most nuanced parts of the process. Focus on building the strong foundation, go slowly, and let your body be the guide for the timing. And over time, that leads to clarity. I hope that this video helps. And if you're not quite into GAPS intro yet, but you'd like to start making some easy, real food swaps that reduce cravings, inflammation, and brain fog, be sure to check out my Easy Real Food Swaps guide. It's linked down in the description below this video, along with my free Gut Reset Jumpstart guide and my Calm and Confident Guide to GAPS Intro, the printable chart that I mentioned before. They're all linked down in the description for you. So now that you know when to advance on GAPS intro and when not to, you might be wondering what to eat each week to avoid inflammation. But how do you do that? It all starts by watching this video here next, because when you pair what you learned here with what you're about to learn there, it's so much more powerful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.